Hey, you can't spell Kelly without two L's.
You are Locked On Lions, your daily Detroit Lions podcast. Part of the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every day.
What's good, everybody? Matt Derry with you, following another Lions victory, their first of the season, actually, but another one against the LA Rams. This time it was not easy. The Lions escaped, let's be honest, excuse me, but they win 26-20 over the Rams. Welcoming everybody to our post-game thoughts on a late night Sunday night into Monday morning right here on the Locked On Podcast Network, your team every single day. Thanks for making us your first listen, checking out the podcast wherever you find podcasts, whether you're on Apple or Spotify or watching us on our Locked On Lions YouTube channel. We appreciate you. Shout out to our everydayers who are out there. I heard from so many of you today that were so excited that the season was starting. Maddie Style, Chauncey D. Williamson, one of the original butterers of the cornbread. Lions come back and win tonight, 26-20. I say come back because they led 17-3, took their feet off the gas pedal, and then their foot off the gas pedal, and then the Rams took a lead at 20-17. Lions with a pretty big drive to get it down there. Had to settle for a Jake Bates field goal. All right, Jake, let's go. It was a chip shot, but I'm not reaching for the kicker list. No. I'm not. And then in overtime, how about 8 plays, 7 on the ground? Ben Johnson, where was this all night? Ground and pound, grit, run behind your big dog, Penei Sewell. Get David Montgomery back on the field. And God bless Jahmyr Gibbs. He's tremendous. But give me some more Montgomery. He pounds it in from 1 yard out. And the Lions win 26-20 in overtime over the Rams, handing the Staffords another loss at Ford Field. Matthew was tremendous again tonight. I mean, he's out there playing with fifth string offensive linemen, basically. His entire O-line, Steve Avila, out. Note Boom, out. Alaric Jackson, out. The right tackle was out. Jonah Jackson moves from center to guard. It was a wild night for the Rams offensive line, yet Stafford did his thing, man. Matthew Stafford played a great game. But in the end, he didn't have the ball at the end. The Lions had the ball to end the game. Stafford threw for 317, had a passer rating of 85.2 tonight. Jared Goff, 18 out of 28, 217, a touchdown, a bad interception. Got away with another one. And a passer rating of 85.0. We're going to hand out some game balls. We're just going to kind of freelance tonight. Welcome in. For those of you listening, driving to work on a Monday morning, thanks for checking us out. You can follow us on Twitter, at Derry Speaks, at Locked On Lions, the Matt Derry Facebook fan page as well. And again, please subscribe and watch us for free on our Locked On Lions YouTube channel. First and foremost, let me say this. The Lions won. The Lions won. They're 1-0. Packers lost, right? The Patriots beat the Bengals. Lions won. Period. It wasn't pretty. They made a lot of mistakes. There were some bad penalties. There were some guys who played horrible games. Was Aleem McNeil on the field tonight? Holy hell. Name was never called. Brian Branch, what was that? He's never played this bad. Amon-Ra St. Brown had 3 catches. 3. What was it, 16 yards? Amon-Ra St. Brown had 3 catches for 13 yards. If I would have told you at the start of the game, Brian Branch was going to miss like 10 tackles, Amon-Ra was going to catch 3 balls for 13 yards, you would have told me, how bad did we lose? But yet the Lions found a way to win. The coaching, not great tonight. I thought McVay and Stafford at times were playing chess out there. The Lions couldn't get pressure again outside of anybody named Aiden Hutchinson. And offensively, they went away from what they do best. And I get it. Jameson Williams was awesome. Jared Goff found him numerous times. J-Mo was like hitting that button, man, and going. 5 catches, $121, big 52-yard touchdown. It was great to see the evolution of Waymo tonight. But 3 and outs to start the second half, and David Montgomery on the sidelines. They can't get St. Brown the ball. They're going away from what they do best, which is Jared Goff finding people in the middle of the field. I didn't get a lot of the coaching tonight. But in the end, you got that offensive line. You got Montgomery. You got Gibbs. It's a great combo. And I loved once Stafford called heads, it turned out to be a tails. Lions got the football. Yeah, we all are very confused about the overtime rules. So much so Chris Collinsworth didn't even know the rule. But if you score a touchdown in the regular season first time touching it, game's over. So people in LA are going to go, this overtime rule is terrible. It sucks. Yeah, it does. But the bottom line is stop them. And the Rams couldn't do it. The Rams were gassed. Ragnow and Zeitler and Sewell, Glasgow and Decker were just pounding the Rams in overtime into submission. And David Montgomery carrying tacklers. How about that one run from the 9 where he just carried everybody to the 1? Awesome. I absolutely love that. And so the Lions escape. They win 26-20. They led 17-3. Rams scored 17 unanswered. Lions had no answer for Cooper Kupp tonight. But I did think the secondary was better. We saw Carlton Davis make a couple of plays. Terrion Arnold make a couple of plays. And I know Terrion's going to have to learn the NFL game. This was his first game. He got called for 2 pass interference calls. If he calls, yeah, maybe. But all in all, you see the improvement from the defense. You do. All right. There were times they couldn't get stops. There were times the Rams were on the field. It seemed like forever. Lions held them to 20 points. In this day and age of free-flowing offenses and 400-yard passing days and everything else, I thought the Lions did all right. They need DJ Reader back. He did not play tonight, was not deemed healthy enough to go. He's going to make a big difference. All right. I know all about training camp Warren Sapp, Levi Onwuzurike, who did have a sack early in the game. But the interior of that Lions D-line should have done so much better tonight. The Rams were down to 3rd, 4th. I mean, the kid from Michigan State playing left tackle, my God, he was bad in college. Hutchinson was abusing him. But when you're down that many guys, you got to take advantage of that. And instead, it was the Rams. They were giving Stafford time to throw. A 3rd-string left tackle, a backup center, a backup left guard, a backup right tackle. Even McVay said at halftime in the interview with Melissa Stark, we're banged up. Stafford sacked only twice. That can't happen. Got to do better. Got to do better. But again, we exhale. Lions won. They're keeping pace with the division. Minnesota clobbering the Giants. How about the Bears? Touchdown Bears. The Bears had like 100 yards of total offense, it seemed like. 150 yards of total offense and 1. Caleb Williams was brutal. All hail King Caleb. Well, when Will Levis is rolling out and shuffling a pass to the Bears for pick 6, come on. Bears defense is good, but I thought that offense was going to be the greatest show on Soldier Field turf. Please give me a break. It's 1 week. I know. The Bears and Vikings did win. Packers lost Friday night. Likely going to lose Jordan Love for at least 3 weeks. That sucks. I don't celebrate that. We want to see the Green Bay at their best. Their backup, Malik Willis, good luck. But the Lions win 26-20 in overtime. What a crowded Ford Field. Speaking of Ford Field, I've got a question about something that was going on tonight inside that stadium. I want to get into that. We'll hand out some game balls. We'll get into some more specifics. We'll give you all the numbers. Lions escape. And I don't want to hear from people on YouTube, the commenters. Oh, you keep saying escape. Yeah, they did. They got outplayed tonight. And they beat the Rams. And that's all that matters. Get the dub. Kelly flying back in her private jet with another L. Back after this. Locked on Lions is sponsored by BetterHelp. Thinking about therapy, thinking about what's going on, and there's some things maybe in your life that you want to learn. And as an adult, do you make time to learn new things as often as you'd like? Or was that kind of lost in your childhood? Well, kids are always learning and growing, but as adults, sometimes we lose that curiosity. What's something you'd like to learn? Gardening, a new language, maybe how you can beat your best friend in bowling? Therapy can help you reconnect with your sense of wonder because your back to school era can come at any age. If you're thinking of starting up therapy, it's a great idea. Give BetterHelp a try. It's entirely online, designed to be convenient, flexible, and suited to your schedule. Just fill out a brief questionnaire to get matched with a licensed therapist, and you can switch therapists at any time for no additional charge. Rediscover your curiosity with BetterHelp. Visit betterhelp.com/lockedon today to get 10% off your first month. That's BetterHelp, HELP.com/lockedon. Matt Derry back with you. Post-game reaction. Lions 26, Rams 20 in overtime. Lions walk it off on a David Montgomery 1-yard touchdown run. Montgomery finishes 17 carries, 91 yards. Jahmyr Gibbs ran for 40. Lions as a team rushed for 163, held the Rams to 83 yards on the ground. Mentioned Jared Goff at a passer rating of 85. Stafford's passer rating tonight, 85.2. Big star in the air, Jameson Williams, 5 catches, 121 yards, a career high, including a 52-yard touchdown. If I would have told you at the start of the game, Jameson Williams was going to get targeted 9 times, and Amon-Ra just 6, you'd think I was crazy. But Rams did a good job on St. Brown. He just wasn't getting free. And I also didn't think the Lions did a good enough job of getting him open. Cooper Kupp, 14 catches, 110 yards tonight, and a touchdown for the Rams. Tyler Johnson had that big play, the 63-yarder where Branch whiffed, Davis overran it. Lions made some mistakes tonight, man. But hey, Lions got it done, and they win it 26-20. That's a good Rams team. Stafford and Kupp look like they're back. Nakua got hurt. Rams defense is a couple of stud young guys. Verse is good. Like, they got some good players. That's a good team. But the Lions got it done. Jake Bates kicking the game-tying field goal. I'm like, oh, God, here we go, right? We're all thinking it. And he made it, which was good to see. Hit all of his extra points. Crowd was great tonight. Here's one thing I just did not understand. What was with the Ford Field turf tonight? The players were slipping and sliding all night. It was ridiculous. St. Brown falls down. Carlton Davis had that interception toward the end of the game on the Stafford sideline throw. Falls down on his way to getting the ball. Slips. The turf was terrible. And we're not talking about playing over in Brazil on a soccer field like the Packers and Eagles were on Friday night, and that turf was a disaster. I hope somebody with the Lions or somebody with Ford Field looks into it. I don't know if it was different tire rubber down there. I don't know what was going on. But guys were losing their footing all night. And it kept costing the Lions. Maybe the cleats weren't right. I don't know. But that I found to be very, very disturbing. It was like slipping and slicking. It was like an ice rink out there. Like a damn skating rink. Made absolutely no sense at all. Because that is, I mean, Ford Field is a gem, and the 60,000 plus were just, did you see that? Did anybody see the crowds? It was like 5:30 for an 8:20 game. And there are people lined up for blocks trying to get into the stadium. You Lions fans are something else, man. You're the best. You seriously are. Place was rocking, going nuts. The Jared Goff chants, the booing of Stafford, everything else. But there were fans down there. And I know it's a 8:20 game, so you have some time, but it's not like Sunday morning or 1 o'clock like next week. But man, Crowd was just awesome tonight, and the fans being there that early and being that jacked up to get ready for that game was phenomenal. And again, the Lions are going to win a lot of football games. This is a very, very good team. And I think we saw tonight some of the improvements that they've made, including in the secondary and the cornerback room. I liked what Zeitler did tonight at right guard. I thought he played well. The emergence of Jameson Williams and all of that. They have a lot of things to correct. Dan Campbell said it after the game. You can't keep us down. We want to be that type of team that you can't put away. We're relentless, fearless. And, to run that reverse to Khalif Raymond to start the overtime kind of set the tone of we're going to use the ground game. We're going to still be creative, because there were just times tonight, especially in the second half, where the offense was just asleep and there was no rhythm. Didn't help that the Rams had success themselves offensively tonight. I mentioned before, Stafford threw for 317. As far as team stats go, Lions averaged about 400 yards a game last year. Tonight they had 363. Rams had 387. And time of possession, Rams had the football for 35 minutes and the Lions 29. So, that has to turn around a little bit. I've never thought of time of possession as being that important, but I will say this. There were times tonight where the Lions defense just could not get off the field. And you cannot just have one guy get into the quarterback. Marcus Davenport wasn't horrible. All right. I've seen worse. He had his moments, but from a consistency standpoint, I just didn't think the pass rush was there, other than Hutchinson just abusing that poor third string left tackle for the Rams. But when they needed it most, when they needed to dig down deep, when they needed a drive at the end of the game, what did the Lions do? They ran the football. They leaned on what is their strength, which is that offensive line. If anybody watched Dallas and Cleveland today on Fox, and by the way, Tom Brady needs work. He's going to be great. He is, because he's great at everything, but that was a rough start for him. The Browns offensive line got abused all day by Dallas, and that's a top 5 offensive line. But the Lions O-line, when they needed it most, that's where they leaned on. And you love to see that. You absolutely love it. Like I said before, 8 plays in overtime, 7 runs, including David Montgomery just busting out a 21-yarder. And you love to see it. And again, the Lions can play better. There were just little mistakes that were made all night. Rakestraw downing that punt just completely flubs it. Drop passes, dropped interceptions, rhythm stuff, penalties. Hutchinson with the late hit on Stafford. Arnold with a couple of PIs. Questionable or not, can't do it. Yet they found a way to win. By the way, how about Tom Kennedy playing over Isaiah Williams? Where'd that come from? Elevated from the practice squad. And I said it before, a healthy DJ Reader likely next week against Tampa Bay is going to be huge. Huge. Lions caught a little bit of a break with Nakua getting hurt and Noteboom getting hurt and all of that, but it took everything tonight. They still did it. A win is a win. You'll take it anytime. All right, let's hand out some game balls, shall we? We'll do that coming up next. Lions 26, Rams 20 in overtime. 2 very close games. Lions with a backdoor cover for all you Vegas people. I said 23-21, so I was not that far off. Rams have a good team. And McVay and Stafford, if you don't have a coach and you don't have a quarterback, you're not going to win. Ask Michigan, right? right now. Stafford and McVay are going to win a lot of games. All right, game balls next here on Locked On Lions. Hey, before we do game balls, let's talk about Gametime, the best app and the best place to get tickets anywhere online. Gametime has a new feature called Gametime Picks that makes getting tickets for your favorite live events even easier. Gametime Picks filters out the fluff to show you only incredible deals on great seats. You don't have to waste time searching through thousands of tickets. Were you looking for tickets for tonight for Lions, Rams? You go on Gametime at like 7:20. Let's say you're like 15 minutes, 20 minutes from the stadium. You're like, I want to end up going. Go on the Gametime app, and they got last minute deals that are absolutely killer. I just was on Gametime a couple weeks ago, purchased a couple of tickets right then and there for Lambeau Field next week. My son's a big Colts fan, so he is taking his buddy for his college graduation present. I got him Colts Packers tickets and hotel and everything else. They're going to have a great time. But Gametime's the best. And that view from your seat that they have on Gametime is even better. Download the Gametime app, create an account, and use code LOCKEDONNFL for $20 off your first purchase. Terms apply. Again, create an account, redeem the code LOCKEDON NFL for $20 off. Download Gametime today. What time is it? Gametime. All right, it's tradition on Locked On Lions on the Sunday shows following the games. We do our game balls. We hand out some game balls to the players that definitely deserve them. Again, our everydayers are great. Thank you to all of you that are out there. A ton of you hit me up on Facebook today, on the fan page, on Twitter, and everything else. Love the support. Appreciate all of you. Good to be back in the pod cave here. I was gone last week for a few days. Good to be back doing the show. Don't forget, Jake Reitma comes on before me. We have a Locked On Lions postcast that is live on YouTube on the Locked On Sports Detroit YouTube page. So you get that right after the game. And then obviously I'm recording now, and this will be out into the the intrawebs, as Wojo used to say, very, very soon. So thanks again for checking us out wherever you get your podcasts. Game balls. I know my guy Mike Vanderpool, big Lions fan. He loves the game balls segment. First one is David Montgomery. Has to get it. He carried this team in overtime. 17 carries, 91 yards, averaged 5.4 a carry. And quite honestly, the Lions went away from him too much. I know they have to play Jahmyr Gibbs. I know Gibbs is special. But give the ball to number 5, man. David Montgomery can get it done. Game-winning touchdown from 1 yard out. He gets a game ball from me. Jameson Williams takes home a game ball. Of course. J-Mo was the real deal tonight. 5 receptions, 121 yards, including a touchdown. Also had a reverse for 13 yards. Looked sure of himself, ran good routes, brings a lot of enthusiasm out there. He loves playing football. And I didn't see anything shaky with Jameson Williams tonight. I saw a guy playing with extreme confidence, with a lot of talent and a lot of speed. He gets a game ball from me tonight. Defensively, this guy set the tone from the beginning. Gaines media poster boy, Alex Anzalone, 13 tackles, 10 solos, 3 TFLs, 3 tackles for a loss. He was all over the field. And we talk about the defense all the time, and we mentioned Reeder and McNeil and Hutchinson and the additions to the secondary, and Brian Branch and Kirby Joseph had an interception tonight, and drafting Terrion Arnold in the first round. What about Jack Campbell? And he's coming on, blah, blah, blah. We never talk enough about Alex Anzalone. He's a leader. He's a really good talent. Just has a nose for the football. He gets a game ball from me tonight. I thought he played very, very well. And Aiden Hutchinson, 5 tackles, 3 solos, a sack, a TFL, 4, count them, 4 quarterback hits. That Arceri kid, the left tackle for the Rams, when he had to come into the game, Aiden was smelling blood. He had that spin move going. Hutch was tremendous tonight. Didn't maybe get home as much as he would have liked to. Like I said, 1 sack, but 4 quarterback hits. We'll see on PFF tomorrow the number of pressures that they give to Hutchinson, but he was tremendous tonight. Did a really, really good job. Jake Bates, of course, I'm not giving him a game ball, but 2 for 2 on field goals, including the 32-yarder that sent the game to overtime. And Jack Fox, again, give him a game ball. Give the punt god a game ball. 4 punts with an average of 57.5 and a long of 67. Come on, baby. Don't mess with the punt god. Jack Fox is a beast. Love that man. Absolutely love him. Flips the field for you. Hey, a new kickoff rule. Thumbs down. What are we doing? Come on, NFL. Here's what we do. Go back to the old rule. Put the ball back at like the 25 or something, and let's kick off and go. What are we doing? We hyped up this new rule and the landing zone and all this stuff. Now everybody's just booting it out of the back of the end zone and going, just take the ball at the 30. The whole point was to not have that. And that's all teams are doing now. What a waste of time. All right. Lions win. Yes. 26-20 over the Rams. Next Sunday, 1:00. Tampa Bay Bucks come to Ford Field. Bucks off a win today over the Washington Commanders. We'll preview that this week. We'll do all sorts of stuff. We'll get you the PFF grades tomorrow as well. Top 5 and bottom 5 Lion performers. Thanks, everybody, for checking us out wherever you get your podcast. Lions win. Forward down the field. Shout out to Theo Gridiron. And we'll talk to you again tomorrow.